Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's had a good Easter Sunday. Just going to wait for the notifications to go out, and hopefully some people will join me today. I hope to have just as much fun with this stream as I did my last one. Hey, Jonathan. Thank you for joining me, man. I hope you've had a pretty good Easter Sunday. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Thank you for joining me. Oh, you just came back from a movie, Jonathan? That's cool. What movie did you go see? Oh, you went to see the I Can Only Imagine movie. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that. And it was a powerful movie. I can definitely believe that. Oh yeah, you just finished listening to Revival by Light the Torch. That's cool, Andrew. Now, I was actually listening to that album earlier today, and I liked a lot of what I've heard. But then again, you can't go wrong with Howard Jones. I mean, ever since he left Killswitch Engage, uh, I haven't really given Killswitch Engage a fair chance since then. But I'm glad that he's doing well in this new band that he has. And I know that um, they used to be under a different band name. Didn't they used to be called Devil You Know or something like that? Something like that. Yeah, that's what I thought, Andrew. Well, that's probably the perfect segue to lead into the debate. Uh, as you can tell by the title, this is something that I plan on doing for every stream. I want to debate which band you guys think is better, and also which band I think is better. And tonight, the debate is between Demon Hunter and Killswitch Engage. Now, me personally, I would have to go with Demon Hunter. Um, it's not that I have anything against Killswitch Engage. It's just the Killswitch Engage era that I like is the Howard Jones era, as I said earlier. Um, I know that he wasn't the original lead singer for Killswitch back when they first started out. I know it was Jesse Leach, who has returned since Howard Jones left. But Howard Jones, to me, brought something to Killswitch Engage that Jesse Leach just doesn't do for me. I don't know. It's like Howard Jones brought more emotion. He brought more passion to Killswitch Engage, in my opinion. I mean, when I listen um, to Howard Jones sing, I listen to what he's saying, and he just portrays such an incredible uh, presence in his music. It doesn't matter if he's in Killswitch Engage, doesn't matter if he's in Devil You Know or Light the Torch or whatever they're called now. Um, Howard Jones is an amazing vocalist, and I don't normally say amazing to a lot of things, but I think that Howard Jones is one of the top vocalists in rock, and metal. He's definitely up there. Definitely in my top five. Okay, I'm done ranting for a couple of seconds, so you guys can chime in. Excuse me. I still need to check that out. Oh, Jonathan, are you referring to Revival by Light the Torch? That new that band that Howard Jones is in. That's what you're talking about, right, Jonathan? Okay, just wanted to make that clear. What are your favorite songs? Killswitch Engage songs, you mean, Jonathan, or Demon Hunter songs? Because if you're talking about Killswitch Engage, then my favorite song by them is "This Fire Burns." And a funny story behind that, as I said in my last stream, I'm a huge WWE wrestling fan. And This Fire Burns used to be the theme song for a wrestler named CM Punk, who was my favorite wrestler up until he walked out of the company a couple of years ago. So, yeah, that song always holds a special place for me. But my other favorite Killswitch Engage songs would have to be The Arms of Sorrow, My Curse, The End of Heartache, um, Rose of Sharon. You know, I like all of the classics, and I even like some of the more underrated ones, like I think it's called Start Over or Starting Over. Um, okay, now I'm not going to be able to think of any. But you get what I'm saying. I do like a lot of what Killswitch Engage has to offer, especially during the Howard Jones era. Oh, Jonathan, you were talking about Light the Torch. My mistake. Well, I haven't listened to the whole album today. Uh, today being Easter Sunday, after my mom got off work today, we kind of did some stuff, so I didn't really get around to listening to the whole thing. But I definitely liked what I heard. Uh, I'll definitely give it more listens, especially since Howard Jones is in it. But as far as the debate goes, who do you guys think is better, Demon Hunter or Killswitch Engage? Okay, Andrew says with Killswitch, I am good with both Jones and Leach. Both have songs that are hit and miss for me. I love As Daylight Dies, Disarm the Descent, and Incarnate. Give Leach's Comeback a chance. Well, I understand what you're saying, Andrew, but for me, see, I didn't come into Killswitch Engage until after Jesse Leach first left the band. So it's not really me not giving him a chance. It's just, um, I don't really know what he can do because I haven't listened to him since Howard Jones left. So, but I get what you're saying. As Daylight Dies is definitely probably my favorite Killswitch Engage album. And you choose, and you also choose Demon Hunter over Killswitch. Yeah, I do too. Uh, and Jonathan says you haven't listened to Killswitch Engage much, so you're going with Demon Hunter. That's fair. I'm with you guys. I have to go with Demon Hunter as well, just because I love the lyricism that Demon Hunter uses. You know, them being a Christian metalcore band. Uh, you know, well, what I love most about Christian metal and Christian metalcore is the fact that they actually talk about what someone's really going through. You know, and I'm not trying to knock the whole praise and worship thing. I'm not. That's great. Giving glory to God is great. I'm not putting that down at all. But you don't always have to act like everything's okay when it's not. And that's what I think a lot of that music does. I mean, you know, we like to act like we're okay and we don't really want to know. Well, we don't want to act like we're broken, but deep inside we are broken. And that's what I love about Christian metalcore. I've been really getting into this band, Wage War. I know you guys have heard me mention them before. And I really like the like me and my best friend were talking about Wage War the other night, and I got him to listen to the song Indestructible, which is definitely my favorite Wage War song right now. And he loved it just as much as I did, and it really captures a lot of what people really go through. Whereas praise and worship music, it's great to give glory to God and all that, but you can't always say that everything's okay. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah, Jonathan, Demon Hunter has a lot of great lyrics. I mean, I really love one of my favorite Demon Hunter songs of all time is the song Fiction Kingdom. And that's off the album Storm the Gates of Hell. I think that is an underrated song because I don't hear a lot of people talking about that one. And excuse me, it's really sad because there's some really great stuff in that song. And I feel like, in a way, that song Fiction Kingdom is talking uh, about fake Christians. I guess that's my interpretation. Christians who take the Bible and try to use it for their gain, if that makes sense. Hey, welcome, Random Rock and Real Riffs and Reviews. Hey, man, good to see you. You know more about Demon Hunter than Killswitch. Yeah, yeah. I'm Not Ready to Die has stuck with me a lot. Yeah, man. That's another great Demon Hunter song. But what I was saying about the song Fiction Kingdom, that really sticks out for me because it reminds me a lot of this group known as the Westboro Baptist Church. And I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about them or not. Oh, you'll be back, Jonathan? Okay, man. I'll see you when you get back. Now, I am a Christian, but I don't believe what Westboro believes. Okay, they say that God hates everything, and they're the only ones that are right, and everyone else is wrong. I don't. I'm not that kind of Christian. I don't believe I'm perfect and that I have all the answers to the known universe, but I think the song Fiction Kingdom describes that perfectly because Ryan Clark, the lead singer, keeps talking about how that they separate the product from its own account to birth the gospel of inferior view. And I think that's what Westboro does, in my opinion. Now, maybe the song isn't directly talking about them, but that's what I relate it to because I've studied about Westboro these last couple of years. Me and my best friend have, and I can definitely see that song being about people like that. And as far as like my favorite Demon Hunter songs, it would have to be Fiction Kingdom, Carry Me Down, Uh, let's see. I really like 1,000 Apologies. You've all heard me say that's my favorite Demon Hunter song of all time. Um, I also like Undying, Not I. Pretty much anything off of the album The Triptych and Storm the Gates of Hell, I love because those are my two favorite Demon Hunter albums of all time. Yeah, good to see you too. Dude. Yeah, I'm glad you did your top 10 for Skillet. I've been wondering when you talk about them since your videos. Yeah, man. I was gone for a while, and if I'm being quite honest, man, I'm surprised you you remember me because I haven't made videos in such a long time. I took like a 2 year hiatus because I was dealing with my dad's passing and all that. But that's that was tough for me. But I've come to grips with it. People know that. They've been my favorite band for over 10 years, and I don't seem like it doesn't seem like it would be fair for me to exclude them from my channel. Driving Nails and Dead Flowers pack such a powerful punch. Yeah, I forgot about Driving Nails. That's probably one of the only songs that I can say, maybe a few others, but definitely one of the only songs from the album The World is a Thorn that I can honestly say I like. Like the only other song I can think of from The World besides Driving Nails would probably have to be Tie This Around Your Neck. I don't know. I've always really liked that Demon Hunter song. But yeah, getting back to Skillet for a second. The song that actually got me into Skillet isn't one of their heavier songs at all. It's actually the song "Will You Be There" falling down from their album Alien Youth that came out all the way back in 2001. So yeah, a little fun fact for you. Yeah, and Andrew, getting back to what you said about the analysis, um, that's what I like to do. I mean, as a lyricist myself, I like to analyze what I think lyrics could be about. And Demon Hunter, they write lyrics in a way that isn't vague at all. I mean, you really have to try to dig deep to understand what they're saying. And that's one thing that I love about Demon Hunter. Ryan Clark, the lead singer, just in case you don't know, and if you're here with me in the chat right now, you probably do know. But to those who may watch this later, who don't know who Ryan Clark is, that is the lead singer of Demon Hunter. I like to be as precise as I can with my um, facts. I don't want to get anything wrong. But like I said, Demon Hunter writes songs in such a way that you have to really dig down deep into the meat of what the lyrics are trying to say. And that's the great thing about music. You can interpret it however you want to. Um, oh, yeah, Andrew. That's why you love them so much. Call back to your discography comment last stream. Yeah, I remember that comment. Well, that's great, man. You have all of Demon Hunter's albums. I don't have all of their albums, but I do have, let's see. I don't feel like walking all the way over to my CD shelf, but I have Extremist, I have Outlive, and I think the only other one I have is the Triptych. No, and Storm the Gates of Hell. Okay, I have 4 Demon Hunter albums. I have the Triptych, Storm the Gates of Hell, Extremist, and what I just say, Outlive. So, what other bands would you guys like to talk about? I mean, I know this debate between Killswitch Engage and Demon Hunter is the main topic. We can talk about other stuff too, other bands, other analysis. Hold on a second, guys. Let me get my drink. Can't go wrong with Sprite. Okay, Andrew says, in Killswitch's defense, though, Incarnate was one of my favorites from 2016. I haven't listened to Incarnate all the way through, to be honest, but I like it. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't expect "Will You Be There" falling down to be the Skillet song that got me into the band, because that's not the first song I ever heard by them. The first songs that I ever heard were "The Last Night" and "Rebirthing," and I didn't really care for those because I thought that it was too heavy at the time. So that that goes to show you just how big of a non-rock fan I actually used to be. And if I'm being completely honest, the only thing that I used to listen to growing up was country music. Yes, I'm man enough to admit that. Keith Urban, Rascal Flatts, I listened to it all. But now, I don't even know what country music sounds like anymore. Andrew says, first Skillet song for me was Monster back in 2009. Well, that's cool, man. No, not the country. Well, I mean, I don't think country is as bad as people think it is. I mean, there are some good country artists out there like Rascal Flatts and Keith Urban, Toby Keith. You know, you just have to find the right artist. Chris Stapleton. I've heard of him. Yeah, let's see. What else can we talk about? Hey, Andrew says, what is my favorite song off of Skillet's Unleashed album? Well, there aren't many, but my personal favorite would probably have to be Watching for Comets. And that's one of the slow songs, so that should tell you something. My problem with Unleashed was John Cooper, the lead singer, actually stated in an interview that Unleashed was never intended to be a an album to think about, you know, like a lot of their other albums are about. Like they didn't want you to think on this album. They wanted to make an album that you could dance to, that you could headbang with. And honestly, I don't really like that approach that they took. You know, I grew to like Skillet because I related to a lot of the lyrics that they wrote. You know, about darkness and about trying to stand up. You know, not be fearful of anything. Those are the lyrics that I like. Oh, Andrew says, watching for comments grew on me. I loved that song the first minute I heard it, honestly. Hopefully they go back to like the old Skillet. Yeah, I hope so too. I would love it if they went back to the Collide and Comatose and even the Alien Youth days. I wouldn't mind that at all. And I think I heard somewhere, or I heard someone mention it, that Skillet does plan on bringing that sound back. I could be wrong about that, but I don't. I heard that from some source. I don't remember who said it, but if that does happen, then that's great. I'm all for that. My personal favorite Skillet album is and will always be Comatose. I don't care what anybody says. Sorry, guys, got kind of distracted for a second. Give me one minute. Oh, Rise is your favorite, Andrew. That's cool. Sorry, guys, I'm responding to a message. Oh, your favorite song, Andrew, from Rise is American Noise. Really? That that's interesting because I don't normally hear a lot of praise for that song. Why if you don't mind me asking, why is that one your favorite? I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm just asking. Okay. I take it you're talking about Chris Stapleton. He has 3 albums out right now. From Maroon Volume 2 is the best he's done thus far. Trying to Untake on My Mind gets to me a lot. I enjoyed his other works prior. Okay. I'll definitely give him a listen, man. Okay. Andrew says, some talking about American Noise from Rise. It's a melodic song that is very uplifting for me. To me, it talks about making sense of the world that is being created today. Well, that's a good definition, man. Good analysis. And I agree. The world just gets scarier and scarier every day, and it's sad. It's sad that you have to wake up every morning and wonder if you're gonna die. I mean, I know we're gonna die anyway one day, but you don't want it to be before your time. Nobody does. If I had to choose a favorite from Rise, it would probably have to be Not Gonna Die, just because um, just because of how epic that song is. That reminds me of classic Skillet. It reminds me of something that you would easily hear on Comatose or Collide. Collide has a special place in my heart, most especially with Imperfection. Oh yeah, man, that's a great song. And that's actually one of my top 10 Skillet songs of all time for me. I love um, the lyrics in that, and I love how John Cooper. I love how he. What am I trying to say here? He's really good at emotional stuff, like that angry, gritty sort of emotion that you want to get out in that chorus. Andrew says, "Not Gonna Die" is on your workout playlist. Love pumping iron to that. That's cool. Speaking of playlist, would you believe that on my Spotify playlist, Music Obsession, I have over 2,000 songs? Yeah. Darn right, that chorus. Oh, yeah, man. The chorus to Imperfection is one of my favorites. Yeah, Andrew, I know. Dang, that's a lot of songs. Yeah, it is. Whenever I find something I like, I immediately add it to that playlist. I mean, that's why it's called Music Obsession. I basically got 75 years worth of music on my phone just from Spotify. Oh, yeah, man, I understand, Andrew. Thank you for coming anyway. And you say The Never Ending Now by Surrender to the Crown is the best album of the year so far. Mic drop. I'll keep that in mind, Andrew. Oh, Imperfection got you through a breakup. I see, man. Well, my experience with relationships is very simple. I've never been in one, so I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what it feels like to be in love or to fall out of love or to go through a breakup. And honestly, I don't really want to feel that. If I'm being quite honest, I want to live as uh, I lost my train of thought all of a sudden. I want to have a stressless life. And I know that's not possible because you're always going to have stress. But, I'm fine with who I have in my life right now. Adding more people is just going to cause more stress. I mean, I have my best friend. We've been best friends for almost 15 years. He's always been there for me, and I've always been there for him. Well, at least I hope I've always been there. But, you know, I understand that people are going to come with baggage, and, there's nothing you can do about that. People are how they are. But I just want as little stress as possible, if that makes sense. That's basically what I was trying to say. But I have my best friend, I have my family, I have God. I mean, if you're religious, if you're not, that's cool. It doesn't matter to me if you're religious or not. But no, that's really all I need. I'm happy with who's in my life right now. I hope I didn't mean to go off on a little tangent there. And plus, I've seen people go through breakups and stuff like that. It can really change people. People go into a relationship thinking that how great it's going to be, and they're this wonderful person, and then when they if they get cheated on, or if the relationship doesn't work out, it toys with them, and it eats away at them, and it turns them into a monster. I've I've heard about that happening, and I hear stuff like that, and it makes me not want to be in a relationship at all. I mean, why would I want that? I don't want that. I mean, life is bad enough as it is. Now you want to now you want to add more people to it. That's how I feel about love. I'm very bitter about love. Let's just. I think the idea of love is a farce, basically. I mean, I'm all for loving people equally, but as far as the relationship type love, that was unexpected. It was bound to happen sooner or later, right? I go on my heartfelt tangent, and I knock over a bowl that's sitting on my dresser because I'm too lazy to take it to the kitchen. uh, Sorry about that. But does any of that make any sense? I hope it did. I also understand you can't help who you have feelings for, but sometimes I think it's best to never fall in love. That's probably the most depressing thing that I've ever said on any of my videos. But it's how I feel, so, and I'm not going to apologize for how I feel about things. Anyway, let's talk more music. Uh, what for future streams? What debates would you like me to do next? What band comparisons? I'm open to ideas. Of course, it's got to be bands that I know a lot about. actually getting a message from Coda Atkins. He wants me to compare Starset and Project Vela. That's definitely a good one. Okay, name some bands and you'll go from there. Okay, Starset, Project Vela, Stone Sour, Slipknot, 1,000 Foot Crutch, Disturbed, Amity Affliction, Wage War, Saint Asonia, Beartooth, We Came as Romans. That's all the bands that are coming to my mind right now. I'm surprised I named that many. Speaking of Project Vela, I'm really glad that Coda brought that up because I would have never have heard about Project Vela if it wasn't for people in the Rockin' with Robbie group. So I actually thank them for introducing me to Project Vela. And in many ways, and this is my big controversial statement of the stream, I think I like Project Vela a little bit more than Starset. And Starset has the more extensive discography. And I'll definitely save that for the next debate. So Coda, thank you for the suggestion. In my next stream, the debate is going to be Starset versus Project Vela. So there you have it. You heard it here first. Hey, Monica, welcome. Well, Monica, you're about 43 minutes late, but yeah, you're still in time. I'm not ready to go just yet. But welcome, though. Beartooth versus Wage War. Oh, that's a heck of a debate right there. I'll definitely keep that one in mind. You know, it's funny. Coda is watching my stream. Coda Atkins is watching my stream, but he's messaging me through Messenger because he can't message in the chat for some reason. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on there, honestly. And to answer your question, Coda, I don't know. I mean, I haven't done anything to the stream. I don't know why it's not letting you message anything. I'm sorry about that. Okay, Monica says, going off the title of the stream, who won? Demon Hunter or Killswitch Engage? Oh, Coda figured it out somehow. He's in. But Demon Hunter won by a landslide. I mean, we gave Killswitch Engage their props, but Demon Hunter took it all the way. And Monica, I don't know if you heard, I don't know what part of the stream you came in at, but Coda just gave me the next debate. And the next debate on my next stream somewhere down the line is going to be Starset versus Project Vela. And I made the controversial statement that I actually think I like Project Vela just a little bit more than Starset, despite Starset having the more extensive discography. So that's the setup for the next debate: Starset versus Project Vela. Don't know why I'm throwing my arms out here. It's not like you guys can see it. Oh, you never checked out Project Vela, Monica? I highly recommend it. They only have one EP out, and it came out last year. It's called Disconnected, I believe. And check out the deluxe edition of it, because that is, in my opinion, it's phenomenal, because it has a lot of interludes. Most of it is interludes, but the interludes actually make you want to listen to the entire thing all the way through. It's very sciencey, very space-like, just like Starset. Oh, Coda, you've heard a couple of Project Vela songs? Awesome. Yeah, if I could give you guys some recommendations, I mean, Project Vela, I think, only has 6 songs. But if you listen to the deluxe edition of Disconnected, their EP, they have a total of 15 songs, but most of it is interludes and a couple of remixes and acoustic tracks. But definitely check out Dirt on Your Grave. That's my personal favorite. War on Falling Stars. War on Falling Stars and Dirt on Your Grave are my 2 favorites from them. So like Red, kind of. Maybe I'm bad at comparisons, but I think there's a little Red in there. They sound more like Breaking Benjamin to me. And the reason I say that is because War on Falling Stars, the verses sound exactly like how Ben sings Anthem of the Angels from Dear Agony. It almost sounds like an exact copy of Anthem of the Angels, at least the style. Product placement. Sprite for the win. Okay, Coda says Anthem of the Angels is one of my favorites. You know, I might get a lot of flack for this, but Anthem of the Angels was always one of my least favorite Breaking Benjamin songs. And I know that it's about, I think, about Ben's grandfather passing away. And that's great. That's an well, I mean, that's not great that he passed away. I'm not saying that, but you know, it's a great emotional song, but something about Anthem of the Angels just doesn't do it for me. I've always said that's my least favorite from Dear Agony, and Dear Agony is my favorite Breaking Benjamin album. So, to me, that's the one hiccup on that album. Yeah, Monica, Anthem of the Angels is a unique Breaking Benjamin song. And speaking of Breaking Benjamin, we're so close, guys. Only 2 more weeks until Ember comes out. The last chorus is awesome to you, Coda. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Anthem of the Angels for what it is, but I definitely wouldn't put it up there as one of my favorites. Okay, you're familiar with Breaking Benjamin. Well, that's good. Dr. Pepper for the win. I like Dr. Pepper too. See, I've had to cut out caffeine because a couple years ago I was drinking so much caffeine that it started to mess with my chest. So I had to cut out caffeine completely. And that's why I drink stuff like Sprite and I drink caffeine free drinks and Gatorade and juice, a lot of juice and stuff like that. Okay, Monica says, honestly, Anthem of the Angels is a really great song and I have loads of respect for it, but I barely come back to it. Yeah, it's, I can appreciate that it's such an emotional song. It's about Ben's grandfather, but just there's just something about it that never clicked for me. Okay, Coda says, if Save Yourself isn't one of the heaviest tracks, I'm going to throw a fit. You don't usually seek out emotional tracks unless I'm in my feels or wanting to cover them. I see. Well, if the four singles from Ember are any indication, I think Save Yourself could possibly be one of the heaviest ones. That's my prediction anyway. And isn't it funny how I did nothing but crap on the Breaking Benjamin singles. When Red Cold River came out, I liked it, but I didn't love it. I mean, it was heavy, but there was something about it that I didn't like. And then when Feed the Wolf came out, I liked it, but I didn't love it. There was something about it that I didn't like. And then Blood came out. Same thing, rinse, cycle, repeat. There was something about it that I didn't like. But when Psycho came out, Psycho is the only one of the four singles that I can honestly say I liked from the get-go. Because that sounded to me like something that could have been placed on We Are Not Alone, honestly. At least that's what it sounded. It sounded like that to me, anyway. I know everyone's got different opinions and different tastes, but Coda says Red Cold River made me want to kick the wall out during the chorus. Same for Blood. Now, this may sound like a dumb question. Do you mean that in a good way or a bad way? And Monica says Red Cold River did the opposite of grow on you. You fangirled over it and gave it a 9 out of 10, but I'd say that you overrated it. Well, that happens sometimes. It's amazing how you can rate a song so high 1 minute and then come back to it a couple months later and it doesn't sound quite the same as you thought it did, or there's just something about it that seems off. And you think to yourself, why did I used to love this song so much? I've done that with plenty of songs in the day. Heck, I've done that with albums before. You were ready to get in the pit. Yeah, I hate mosh pits. I can't stand them. If I wanted to go get my butt kicked by strangers, I'd join the UFC, or Fight Club. Okay, Monica, you think it's because your expectations are a lot higher since you liked the later singings. I can't read. Since you liked the later singles more than Red Cold River. Therefore, Red Cold River doesn't meet your high expectations. I can understand that. And I agree. I mean, when Psycho came out, Uh, like I said, I fell in love with that one immediately because that's the one that sounded the most like Breaking Benjamin to me. The others, I mean, it still has, it still sounds like Breaking Benjamin. I mean, the heaviness, the guitars, the riffs, the lyrical content, but in a way, it sounds a little bit different to me, and that's what was throwing me off. So when I said that I didn't care for the first three singles, I mean, I'm happy to say that since they came out, they've all grown on me significantly. And my least favorite out of the singles is definitely Red Cold River. My favorite would have to be a tie between Psycho and Feed the Wolf. Blood is my third favorite. Yeah, mosh pits. I mean, I understand that people like to release their aggression and their energy and all that, but people. It's like people try to make excuses for why mosh pits are good. It's about the music. They're feeling the music. No, they're not feeling the music. They're feeling their fists upside my face. I don't go to a concert to kick anybody's butt, and I don't go to a concert to lift your ass over my head. Excuse my language. I try to keep this clean. I go to a concert to see the bands play. You know, I mean that's how I feel about it. I mean, what if I drop the person and then I'm responsible for the lawsuit? I don't want that. I shouldn't have to go to a Breaking Benjamin concert or just any heavy concert for that matter and just get my butt kicked and then say, whoa, I had a great night. I ended up in the hospital for 3 hours. I don't want that. But hey, maybe I'm stupid, you know? Okay, there's a lot of comments just showed up. Monica says at the Star Set show, I don't know why I'm repeating the comments. Like, I mean, you guys can see what you wrote. It's just a habit. I like to read stuff out loud. At the Star Set show, you went to, why slam someone who was on the sidelines minding their own business filming the show? Yes, exactly. If I'm standing there, I mean, I don't mind if you want to jump and go crazy. I don't have a problem with that. I do that too. But I'm not going to stand there and just start shoving people left and right. You know, speaking of caffeine, it's a pretty cool song from Faith No More. I've heard of Faith No More. I haven't listened to any of their stuff though. And as far as Breaking Benjamin, Blood got to you, and you may still consider checking it out. You're focused on other bands. Well, that's cool, man. Blood's a good song. It's just not my favorite out of the singles. And Monica, if you're gonna mosh, at least do it right and mosh with people who want to mosh. Now, that's true. Many years ago, at Youthquake 2008, this was a Christian rock concert that I went to with my friends. 1,000 Foot Crutch was on the stage, and man, if they didn't put on one of the best performances I've ever seen. That was TFK, and I think my best friend would agree with me. That was TFK's best performance ever. And that was around the time that the album The Flame in All of Us uh, came out. It was about a year after that album came out. So you could hear songs like Falls Apart, The Flame in All of Us, Favorite Disease. And during the song What Do We Know, Trevor McNevin actually came through the crowd, and he came by where me and my friends were standing, and we got to reach out and touch him on the shoulder. That was a pretty good moment. Well, pretty good. That was an awesome moment. But I don't remember what song it was from TFK, but I felt myself getting shoved from the back. And I didn't know what was going on. I didn't turn around to look. I just assumed, oh, well, people are jumping. Maybe it was an accident. But then a couple of minutes later, as the song's going on, I get pushed even harder. And me and my friends just keep getting pushed. And we turn around, and there's an all-out, looks like a barroom brawl. And the people actually had to calm them down and say, "Hey, don't do that." And then they're looking at me like I'm the retarded one, you know. But anyway, that's my mosh pit rant. And crowd surfing. I mean, I understand crowd surfing, but I'm not going to hold you up. I'm sorry, I'm not. If you fall, that's on you, not me. I sound so bad. I'm sorry. Oh, Monica, you'd be surprised. It's kind of weird that pits would be going on at a Christian concert. Well, most Christians are sinners too, so. Okay, I'm sorry. There's some comments that I missed. Random rock and reel riffs and reviews, naming some of his favorite bands that he likes. Under Oath, The Perfect Circle, and I don't quite know how to say that last one. I'm sorry. Tesseract. Tesseract. I don't know how to pronounce that one. And Bullet for My Valentine's got a new song and album coming out in a couple months. Now that's awesome news, because I really like Bullet for My Valentine. I've been getting into them a lot the last couple of years. But yeah, Monica, going back to the mosh pits at a Christian concert, you'd be surprised. There's one for TFK. There was one for Disciple a few years after that, for Skillet. I think as long as the music's heavy, it doesn't matter if it's a Christian show or not, you're going to get mosh pits. That's my assessment. Okay, Monica says, for you go to small venues, so there's no crowd surfing allowed since the building is too small. When you saw Starset and Nothing More, no one crowd surfed. Yeah, I can understand that, because, I mean, if the building is too small, there's not going to be any room, and you risk, crowd surfing someone right out the window. Oh, I got it, Random. Okay, good. I hate butchering comments if I think I'm not gonna say it right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stay on a couple more minutes. What else would you guys like to talk about to kind of close it out? Anything music related? Any bands you want me to check out? Anything you want me to review on a stream that you think I might like? Oh, and another one that Random put that I missed. He's referencing TFK. He said 2008 is when they started really chumming out good albums. Between that and Welcome to the Masquerade, I agree. The Flame in All of Us and Welcome to the Masquerade are definitely some of my favorite TFK albums. I would say Welcome to the Masquerade is definitely my favorite, because it has awesome songs like Forward Motion. Oh my God, I haven't listened to that song in so long. Forward Motion. God, what else? Welcome to the Masquerade, the title track. Uh, Out of Control, Smackdown, Already Home. There's a lot of good ones on that one. Random wants me to review Tremonti. Okay. Does Tremonti have something new coming out this year too? Oh yeah, Random. I'm very familiar with Mark Tremonti. I've known about him since the Creed days. Before Alter before Creed turned into Alter Bridge. A Dying Machine. Is that the name of the album, or is that another band? And Monica says, "Welcome to the Masquerade is your favorite TFK album." Yeah, I agree. Fire It Up. You know that song is that I never liked that song, Monica. I think because it's too cliche for me. You know, I don't like songs that, how can I put this? I don't like songs that don't really talk about anything. He's just talking about firing it up and letting everything go and just making a lot of references to, like, as many euphemisms as you can to talk about firing it up. You know, I'm not trying to put down your song. I'm really not. That's just how I feel about it. Oh, I see. You went through your biggest TFK phase when you were 11 or 12. Okay. I still, I really like, sorry guys, I got to stretch for a second. I really like their latest album, Exhale. Uh, no, I think Exhale is probably a very underrated TFK album, and I know it just came out like a couple of years ago. But there's some great songs on that, like "Running with Giants," "Incomplete," "Give Up the Ghost," and I love the closer on Exhale, the song "Honest." It's the only ballad on that whole album, and it makes me emotional every time I listen to it. And if you guys haven't checked that one out, I highly recommend it. It annoys you too with lyrics that just talk about nothing. And yeah, I don't like that either. I like depth with my lyrics. Favorite Tremonti album? To be honest, I've never heard a Tremonti album in full. If I'm just being quite honest, I like Montremonti. I loved him in Creed. I like him in Alter Bridge, but on his own, I never really gave him a fair chance with his solo stuff. Okay, Monica says, "Honest never resonated with you. Exhale in general is an album I don't come back to much for some reason. This is a solid album, though." That's fair. Oh yeah, Random. I'll definitely give the new album a listen. Is the album already out now, or does it come out in a couple of months or something? Oh, I'm starting to get tired. I think I'm going to keep this stream going for a couple of more minutes. So whatever else you guys want to say. Oh, that's cool, Random. You're told the new Tremonti album is a concept album and it comes out June 4th. That's interesting. I love concept albums. I've always loved albums that tell a story. And speaking, I'm really glad you brought up a concept album, Random, because two of my favorite bands that have done concept albums are Famous Last Words and Ice Nine Kills. Now, Ice Nine Kills released a 2015 album called Every Trick in the Book, which every song is based on a historic piece of literature. So you've got songs based on The Exorcist, Dracula, Animal Farm, which is about communism, um, Carrie, the famous horror movie from the 70s. Um, it's very interesting to hear them dissect a story from a song perspective. It's very interesting, very creative, and very cool. If you like metalcore, I definitely think you'd like Ice Nine Kills. Oh, I missed a comment from Monica. Monica says, "Do I like the song Hand Grenade?" Uh, that was never one of my favorites, honestly, and I believe that was from the album The Art of Breaking. But no, I don't really like that song. And the other band, Famous Last Words, they have three concept albums out. Their first album was called Two Face Masquerade, which is really really good. Their second album was called Count Council of the Dead, I believe. And then their latest album is called The Incubus. Those are all wonderfully made creative concept albums. It's basically like they're taking a story from their brain that they just made up off the top of their heads and they put it in writing. But the way that they do it, the way that Famous Last Words does it, is wonderfully done, in my opinion. Um, I can give Famous Last Words all the praise in the world. If you like metalcore and you don't mind screaming, and I know all of you in here probably don't mind screaming, then you'll love Famous Last Words. They really know how to tell a story. Oh yeah, Monica, I definitely recommend Famous Last Words. If you want to check out their not so heavy stuff, definitely start with their latest album, The Incubus. That's a fantastic album. And you can actually go online and you can find out what all of their albums are about. Like what story goes with what album. It's really fascinating stuff if you take the time to actually read the backstory to the albums and the stories that they're able to create. The Incubus is about a woman. I think they gave her a name. Like her name's not referenced in any of the songs, but I think she's a main character, and she like it starts in 1953. That's the setting, and they're celebrating her husband, who is celebrating his 9-year anniversary since returning home from World War II. And a lot of crazy stuff happens within that story. She starts hallucinating after drinking a lot, and she thinks that it's the drinks, she thinks that she's drunk. But in reality, her husband is drugging her and causing her to have these hallucinations. And she thinks that it's all in her head and it's a nightmare that she can't escape from. And each song gets worse and worse and worse for her. I know that's not exactly the most positive story, but the way, I kid you not, the way that they tell that story is, I don't have any words for it, Monica, so you'll just have to check it out for yourself. I really hope I'm not overhyping this because I don't want you to be disappointed if you don't like it. But for me, I love it so much. They only have 3 albums, and each album is a different story. Uh, their first album, Two Face Charade, is about jealousy, um, about a guy who is head over heels for a girl, and he becomes friends with her, but then he finds out that she has a boyfriend, and he does whatever it takes to make sure that he gets with that girl, even killing the boyfriend in the process. That's how far it goes. And in the second album, Council of the Dead, that's an interesting weeks. Let me put it like this. Council of the Dead, every song is connected. Like all the characters are connected in some way or another. And it's talking about how you're in the land of the deceased. There is no heaven, there is no hell. You're just in the land of deceased, as the lead singer calls it. And he's talking about how this is an opportunity to understand more about your previous life. Now that they're dead and everything. Hey, welcome back, Jonathan. You just missed my explanation on the band Famous Last Words. I was telling everybody about it. Oh yeah, Monica. But like I said, the heaviest Famous Last Words album out of the 3 would probably be their first one, Two Face Charade. But like I said, if you want to start out kind of small, definitely check out The Incubus. That's a really great one. And the opening song to that album, Trophy Wife, that has one of the coolest intros that I've ever heard in my life. It starts off with like a kind of a 50s beat, like something that you'd hear back in the day. Like, fingers snapping. I don't know how to snap my fingers. I can't do it. I can't pretend like I know how. But it starts off with that and this cool little 50s beat, and then you hear a voice say, August 21st, 1953. And then the lead singer just screams the line, let me set the scene. And then it comes into this awesome, cool guitar riff that really kind of makes me smile every time that I listen to it, because it's so cool and innovative for an opening. And then the story sets itself after that. So yeah, Monica, I definitely think you'll enjoy it. Well, Jonathan, you kind of caught me just when I was about to end the stream. Sorry about that. I'll go for a couple of minutes longer. Opeth, Still Life. I've heard of Opeth. But I'll tell you what, guys. And Jonathan, in my next stream, the next debate is going to be Starset versus Project Vela. That was brought to me by Coda. So thank him for the next debate. And also, in my next stream, I want you guys to tell me if you checked out Famous Last Words and what you thought of their music. That'd be another great topic to discuss. Anyway, guys, I'm getting kind of tired here. I think I'm going to stop it for right now. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for talking with me. Monica, you're going to check them out right after the stream ends. Hey, go for it. Go for it. Oh, yeah, Jonathan, it'll definitely be interesting. Oh, you'll try to, Random? That's cool. Yeah, Jonathan, that band that I showed you a while back called Famous Last Words, the one that have the one that makes the concept albums that has stories. That's okay, Monica. If you showed up 45 minutes late, you know, you still got a lot of information. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys in my next stream, and I will see you. Oh, excuse me. I went through the whole stream without a burp. Until then, wow. Sorry about that. Anyway, guys, in all seriousness, thank you guys. Share this with people you know, whoever you think might like this type of stuff. If they're willing to sit through an hour and 21 minutes of just rambling about stuff. Anyway, guys, I'll get going, and I will definitely see you guys in the next stream. Take care.